Welcome to a world where secrets whisper louder than words. On this channel we dive deep into the shadows of love. Stories of forbidden affairs, shocking betrayals, secret desires, and the heartbreak that follows. Every episode unpacks raw emotion, unexpected twists, and the truth people are too afraid to say out loud. If you've ever loved dangerously, if you've ever lied to protect a feeling, or if you crave stories that feel too real to be fiction, you're in the right place. Subscribe for weekly stories that will make your heart race, your jaw drop, and your soul question everything. Let the confessions begin. It was a Friday night, and I found myself walking into a small, stylish gay bar tucked away in the heart of the city. I had dressed for the mood. My black stockings hugged my legs perfectly. A brand new G-string fit just right under my tight pants, and the bra I wore under my shirt gave me that quiet thrill of being daring in public. I finished the look with a touch of deep red lipstick. I felt confident, alive. The bar was dimly lit with just the right mix of music and murmurs, and as I moved through the crowd, a man at the counter caught my eye. He looked at me with interest, curious, maybe even impressed by the boldness of my appearance. We started talking. The conversation flowed easily, effortlessly, like we'd known each other before. For a couple of hours, we laughed, flirted, shared drinks and small secrets, until finally we decided to leave together. We checked into a nearby hotel. The night was intense and full of energy, passionate, spontaneous, raw. We connected in a way that felt both physical and personal, even if we were still strangers. It wasn't love, but it was something real in the moment. By morning we went at it again, slower this time, as the sun broke through the curtains. Then I dressed, said goodbye, and headed off to work, smiling with a tired but satisfied heart. That evening, when I got home, my boyfriend casually mentioned that his brother was visiting from another city, about 500 kilometers away. I had never met him before. He was a name, a voice on the phone at best. I agreed to the visit, not thinking much of it. And then he arrived. My heart skipped. It was him, the man from the bar, the one I'd just spent the night with. We exchanged a glance, one that said everything without saying a word. My boyfriend had no idea, and I wasn't about to confess. The guilt? Minimal. The attraction? Overwhelming. We kept our secret and played it cool. But that wasn't the end. After that weekend, I found myself texting him, visiting him, spending nights in his city under different names and stories. Every encounter was wild, addictive, a kind of forbidden pleasure that made it impossible to stop. The double life thrilled me. I knew I was walking a thin line, but somehow the danger made it all the more intense. Weeks passed. I continued juggling two worlds, my relationship and the secret I shared with his brother. The thrill hadn't worn off. In fact, it only grew. But like all secrets, it was never meant to stay buried. One Saturday afternoon, I came home from a supposed business trip, exhausted but still riding the high of another night with him. My boyfriend was in the living room, strangely quiet. His phone sat face up on the table, and beside it a small, familiar item, a hotel keycard. My heart stalled. He didn't say anything at first. He just looked at me. Then he asked, calm but firm, "Where were you last night?" I hesitated, lied. "With a friend, you know, just a night out." That's when he stood up and placed something else in front of me, a photo. It was blurry but unmistakable. Me and his brother walking into the hotel lobby. His brother had posted a story the night before, and though it was just a flash, the hotel sign behind us and the timestamp were enough to raise questions. But that wasn't the real evidence. He'd already confronted his brother. "I called him," he said, his voice trembling, asked him outright. He didn't lie. I sat down, suddenly cold. No clever excuse, no smooth way out. He continued, the hurt in his voice barely hidden behind anger. "You could have told me you weren't happy, but you let me sit here like a fool while you were sneaking around with my own brother." The silence that followed was brutal. He packed his things that night. No shouting, no drama, just silence and the occasional muffled breath that said everything his words couldn't. Before he left, he looked at me one last time and said, "It wasn't just betrayal. It was cruelty, and I hope you understand the difference." And then he was gone.